Hello and welcome to Hadoop Exam Learning Resources. In this session, we would be learning the SSH forwarding concept. This concept is being asked in the multiple certification exam. Like one of the exam is AWS Solution Architect, whether you are using professional level or associate level certification, either of this concept is being generally tested here, correct? And the second concept where second certification is networking specialty certification, where this concept would be asked. Okay, so you can go to hadoopexam.com and do the various practice the questions we provide on this. Okay, so let's, before moving on this, let me explain this concept. So this is very important, so whether, because they are question options are very confusing and you should be able to select correct option to answer the question. So what exactly this SSH forwarding exact? So this is your private subnet, okay, in a VPC in the AWS side. So this area is your AWS side and this area is your data center side. Okay, now you wanted to make the connection between this machine and this machine, SSH connection. Okay, we wanted to make SSH connection from this machine, the machine which is in private subnet, to the this host which is in your data center. You wanted to make a connection between these two. So as this is in a private subnet and this is in your data center, you would not be making direct connection between these two, because this is a risk over here. Okay, so to make a connection between these two machines, you would be using the bastion host. So this is always, if you have seen in various organizations where you wanted to connect to production servers, you are using a bastion host or jump host kind of thing, correct? So this is the setup which we would be doing here. So this is your bastion host you would be putting on the AWS side. Let's assume you are in the AWS area, you put your bastion host over here, correct, in the public subnet. Okay, you would be putting it here, so it can make the connection between it. Now what you would be doing here is, now you would be generating for this machine public and private key and save the public key on this machine, correct? Okay, on this machine, or and this also on this machine as well if required, but that is okay. We would be doing this thing, and private key should not be shared and should not be moved from this machine. So that is the first thing you have to remember from your machine. Don't remove the primary key, private key, and keep it on this machine. That is the first thing you should remember. In the option, you would see most of the time they might be confusing you by putting the private key of this machine on the bastion host. Avoid doing this thing. Never ever leave private key from your machine, whether this machine or this machine, from this. Okay, so now that is the one thing you would be doing. Second thing, as you wanted to make SSH connection, so what you would be doing here in the security configuration, the rule, you would be opening the port TCP 2020 port, you would be opening for this machine only for this specific IP of the bastion host IP, because through this route you would be connecting. So you wanted to make connection like this, so for this IP you would be opening the TCP IP port on this machine. So this is the second thing you should remember. You should be opening the 2020 TCP port only for this machine, only for this IP address, correct? Now this machine is also wanted to make connection with this SSH connection, correct? Because this is again going to happen SSH connection between these two machines. So this is again in your AWS area. So what you will be changing here, third thing is TCP connect 2020 port you are opening again specifically for this IP address, correct? This IP address you can open it. Okay, so that is what you would be doing. So this is the third thing you would be doing it. As you are not putting private key on this machine, so how would they would be able to communicate? Because is for this machine the public key is there but private key is not on this machine. When you try to make connection, this connection would get failed. So technically if you put this private key on this machine, this connection would work, but this should not be done, correct? So what you would be doing here is you would be using the SSH forwarding. That is the fourth concept you would be learning here. Okay, so you would be using SSH forwarding. SSH forwarding agent is what is exactly, it make an SSH forwarding based on the some tool is there, which is like, I'll not go internal of that tool. Actually what it does is kind of thing, but it does the SSH forwarding connection between these two machine. And without storing the private key on the bastion host, you can use the SSH forwarding to make the connection between these two machines used through the bastion host. Okay, so the SSH forwarding agent, or if you are using Windows, so that is the tool peasant tool which you use with the putty software. So generally you would be seeing, like, I'll not go how to do this setup or kind of thing, but if you see, this is the allow agent forwarding option under the auth tab, you would be using it, and you don't have to use this private key authentication over here. Keep the private key on your machine itself. Okay, so this you would be using it. How we would be doing, I'll not go into detail. Okay, so this is the thing which we have to remember. Okay, so let me repeat few of the things. Actually, the first thing, always keep your private key on the same computer where you are connecting, and never keep it on the bastion host. So private key on the main computer, you would be keeping it, never ever put on the bastion host. You should use SSH forwarding to connect to first the bastion host, and from there the instances in your private subnet. So if you wanted to make connection here to here, so you would just make connection with bastion host, and then from here to here you can make the connection. Okay, second thing, we would be doing this, correct? And so first is private key not on bastion host. Okay, then use SSH agent forwarding to make connection via bastion host, correct? And you should have more than one bastion host. The third concept, like in the option they might, or in the question they would generally put the term, we need high availability of the system. So what you would be doing here, you would be increasing your bastion host like from 1 to 3 or 2 or multiple, and keep both the bastion host in the different availability zone. Like this is in AZ1 and this should be in AZ2. So this way you would be increasing the availability of the bastion host. So increase the by using the availability zone, you would be increasing the this, what you can say, availability of the system using the availability zone. Okay, now the next thing is, if you already have a setup, they might give you the things like hint in the question, like you have already have set up with VPC and VPN connection between these two, like AWS VPC and your data center. You have already created what you can say VPC VPN connection. So where you can keep your bastion host. In this situation, it is okay, you can keep your bastion host on the data center itself as well. That is also possible. So if VPC and VPN connection is already in place, you can keep your bastion host in your data center as well. Okay, so that is possible if that connection is available. And you must configure these instances like to accept the SSH connection from this machine, correct, on the specific IP. And bastion host should be configured such a way like it can accept the SSH connection with this machine for the specific IP. So that is specific IP configuration you would be doing. So, and you need to use the tool which allow you to do SSH forwarding. So that is what you have to remember. So this 4 and 5 stuffs you need to remember when your instance is in private subnet and wanted to get connected with the one of the instance in your corporate data center. So what you would be doing, how you would be doing SSH setup. So this is one of the option available to make the SSH connection between these two systems. Okay, so that's all about this SSH forwarding, and I hope you understand this thing. So for this 2 certification, this concept is very important, and similar concepts we are have in our question and answer. So you just go to the hadoopexam.com. This is the website. Okay, let me show you this. This is the website hadoopexam.com. Just go to the AWS page here. So all the available certification for the Amazon we have here available. So this is currently networking solution is not available. We are going to come up with that as well. So these are the solution architect certification preparation materials and various other. Recently we have launched the machine learning big data as well. So you can we are keep adding such material on the Hadoop exam website. So we are having books as well, so you can go to that. So let me just show you how this system works. Actually, just go through the machine learning certification. Just click on this, and here currently you can see 75 question and answers are available to practice for this certification. You just click on this and click here sample assessment paper. So you can just click over here and it would launch the sample question paper, which is online version. Okay, so like would you like to resume presentation? Say no, because people are, this is in public domain, so everybody can access this. So just say no. So paper would start from the scratch, and this will show you the first 10 practice questions which are openly available. So you can see this is this page you can launch on your mobile, tablet, desktop, anywhere. Just click on this and just put your name over here, like whatever name here, and email ID, whatever you have been given the permission for accessing this exam, correct? So similar things in the our practice material also you would be seeing here. So these are the instruction for the machine learning certification. You just go through this and this would launch the question, so you can read the entire question, and there are various options available. You select this. I'm randomly selecting any option here, and you can see it will show you immediately the correct answers as well as in detailed explanation, but you cannot re-attend these questions, a kind of thing. Okay, and then this is where you would be submitting. So just go through this are the all questions, so you can access it once you have been given the permission. So once you subscribe this paid product, you can get access to this. So these are all our AWS certification related materials. Okay, and not only certification, we are coming up with the training materials as well, so that would help you to learn more. So just visit howtopickexam.com and you would understand the thing. So this is the concept series we have started. So this is the first concept which we have created for the networking certification as well as AWS solution architect, that is SSH forwarding. So let's learn more concept one by one. So go to the next video which we would be launching soon. If you are already watching this, then you may get the next video soon. Thanks for watching. I am stopping now.